Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and to anyone who is cross-watching, welcome. Welcome to my video. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction, and this is a reading for September the 1st to 15th. Keep in mind, readings are timeless, so trust that when you find this, it was the right time to find you, okay? All right, let's get right into it. So we are discussing the energies here of the first 2 weeks of September. A couple housekeeping things. I am outside, so if we get interrupted, I do apologize. I also cuss. I've been working on it, but it seems to be a very hard thing for me. So if that's something you're totally against right now, there's your warning. I apologize in advance. You can see my beautiful horses standing out beside us or behind us here. My dogs are out here too, so again, that's why I apologize for interruptions. All right, let's get into this. So we are pulling from the Energy Oracle deck, and we're going to pull a couple different energies here just for a whole bunch of different things, and then we're going to clarify with the tarot, okay? All right, so Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, in the current state, the energy of the current state here for the Pisces. The man holding a coin. Adjacent possibilities and door to spirit in reverse. Okay. The current shadow energy here. What is the current shadow energy here, spirit? A woman holding a coin in reverse. Oh my. The action. Energy of the divine feminine. Hey, ladies. Energy of the divine masculine. Wow, actions required. Energy of the action required here for the Pisces spirit. What is the energy? What is the action here required from the Pisces? Sixth chakra and the broken heart. And the lesson. What's the lesson? Wow, Healer of the Ages. This is like the third reading in a row that he has come out. Holy smokes, Pisces. There is so much spiritual growth happening in these readings lately. It is just blowing my mind. Okay, let's get into this. All right, here's my tarot deck. Okay, so the bottom of this deck was the Healer of Ages, the third chakra, and victory. The Healer of the Ages and the third chakra, the Healer of the Ages to me is the Lord. And I have said this in the Libra video and the Taurus video that was done before this. And this energy of the presence of the higher here to me has just been so strong lately. And, you know, I come from a religious background, but in my growth and my journey through through life in general and how life has played out and the lessons that I have learned from life and my own self-awakening, I really came to acknowledge here that the Lord did not fit in a box, okay? And when I showed up and really acknowledged that the Lord surrounded me in much greater ways outside of the box of religion that I had grown up in and that I had been taught, my spiritual being and my authenticity started to really shine through. Because to me, the Lord is my higher. You know, there was such grace given when he sent his son to forgive the world for all of the sins that we have become. The souls we show up in are not mistakes. They are not sins, you know, and there are certain things of religion that create characteristics of our beings as sins, and I don't believe that is for mankind to say, ever. I don't. Okay, the Lord is beyond any earthly, human box of religion that we have set him in. He is greater than that. The energy here, the energy of the current state here was this man holding a coin, adjacent possibilities in reverse, and the door to spirit. You see, I almost feel like there's too much here of this masculine energy, and you do not need to be a man for that masculine energy to affect us. The masculine energy is talking about our actions in our lives. So whether you are a feminine, of nature, or of choice, it does not mean that we do not have a masculine side to us, because our masculine sides are what drives us. That is our action side of our lives. That is our masculine sides of our lives, okay? This here to me is this current state is so much emphasis put on the materialistic aspects of our lives. That you have closed off the doors to opportunity, and you have closed off the door to spirit here. And just been focused on building the materialistic aspects of your life, and the action side. It's almost as though you are closed off to the divine feminine side here, okay? Because through this, and I can say that because the shadow energy here actually depicts that very well. It's almost as though you have been so focused on going forward with your masculine, showing up and creating the actions and the step in your life, but not understanding the need for spirituality. You closed yourself off to those doors. And that's understandable. Religion, the box of religion that I keep talking about for so many of us has wounded and changed our view of the divine. It's jaded it in some way, right? It led it with these expectations and these limitations. And the Lord is beyond any sort of expectations or limitations. Like, do not allow, even the religion of Christianity, do not allow that, and those rules and regulations to actually block you from the connection to the Lord. Because the Lord is like, okay, whatever, those are part, but they are not, I am beyond that. Two of Cups, look at Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. And the Two of Cups, to me, it can be talking about a heartache, but I almost believe that this Two of Cups and this heartache is the disconnect here between the energy of the spirit and you, and how that ripples, the pain of that, because when we cannot show up to the authentic energy and to the connection of connecting to the divine, when we do not show up in this place where we open ourselves up to the divine, to be able to create the magic in our lives, we create a lot of heartache, because through our divine connection is how we open up to our authenticity. And when we are living a life that is not authentic to us, it is often a life that brings a lot of heartache and struggles and challenges. There is this heartbreak and this disconnect here, I feel, towards this energy of a divine. That current state. It's almost as though, there is heartbreak into maybe your idea or your limiting beliefs of what that connection to the divine looked like. It was painful. Look at here, the shadow energy was a woman holding a coin in reverse. This is a woman intuitively knowing her worth. When this is upright, this is talking about a woman who knows her worth intuitively. She's connected to her feminine natures, and therefore she is connected to the knowing. She has that faith within that. She finds herself worth within that faith as well. It's just that solid. But this is in reverse, this is to me very much that disconnect of trusting your divine feminine side, trusting your intuition, allowing it to show up and be like, no, you're good, you're fine, you're solid. That is that shadow energy to me. Yeah, the High Priestess, look at that. Exactly, that connection. It is this fear or this lack of connection with trusting your intuition here that is holding you back. Trusting the knowing that you already know. It can be trusting the truth that you already know about spirit. Look at this. The Magician, the Death, the High Priestess, the Death, and then the Magician. 3 major arcana cards, 3 massive energy cards here. All discussing this woman holding a coin in reverse as the shadow energy. Because when we close ourselves off to not being able to see beyond the veil, to not being able to see beyond the 3D, to limiting ourselves to the beliefs and the boxes in which we put spirituality, we are unable to embrace our full potential. There is a need here for the death and rebirth. There is a need here for you to change your view on that door to spirit, to embrace yourself and to embrace the intuitiveness within you. Okay, not just to go forward with the materialistic action side of your life, to open up and acknowledge your weight. There is a need here to follow through with my connection to the divine. There's a need here to embrace my power with this connection to the divine. You know, and as a shadow energy, I understand that is a hard thing to embrace. It's a hard thing to embrace the things that we cannot see. You know, that I understand that, but that is what faith is. The light required to address the shadow energy here was the action. And look at here. Look at here, a white horse and a dark horse, both going forward. Both leading, both taking charge and understanding that there is the need in life to go forward with both the good and the darkness. I mean, so yes, the good, the light and the, sorry guys, I gotta put my dog in the house. Just 1 second. Monty, come here. Come on. Sorry guys, my dog broke out in a huge heat rash the other day, so he is drugged, but he is still in a little bit of pain, so he doesn't like being outside because the bugs touch it. So anyway, all right, this action and the light that is required to overcome the shadow energy here, it's the moving forward with both the light and the darkness. It's the action. What is the action here? The action, spirit. Wow. Judgment. The karmic releasing here. Isn't that beautiful? The action here is the need to come forward to the higher. The surrendering that is needed of the higher, The judgment is that karmic place where you come and you're like, okay, I understand what has been in life, but I'm asking here for forgiveness. I'm asking here to go forward as a changed individual. Somebody who surrenders the mistakes, somebody who surrenders, their ignorance of going forward and not being open, maybe to the depths of spirituality. But this is the action required here to embrace your intuition, is to surrender here, and the surrendering is such an important part. It really is. That coming to a place of peace, the overcoming of negative energy. Oh my goodness, dogs. Sorry guys, I gotta... Ugh. Okay, both of you inside. Enough of this. No more. This is why I apologize for interruptions before I start my video. Okay, the action here and this judgment. Look at this. It's the releasing of the things that have kept you trapped. Okay, the devil energy is talking about low vibration energy, and that looks different in all of our lives. It can be talking about addictions to people, to substances, to thought patterns, to ways of lives, to the way we live our lives. But here is this releasement. Here is the acknowledgement that no matter what the attachment, no matter what the low vibration energy is, there is a place here to bring it forward so that you can release it. The energy of the divine feminine here, and this is the energy of your inner knowing. Okay, we are all divine feminines and divine masculines. The energy of the divine feminine right now is the anxiety. Okay, it's that lack again, when this shadow energy of this woman knowing her intuitive worth. Okay? When our divine feminine is having a hard time showing up to acknowledge how wonderful she is and how blessed she is. Okay? That causes us anxieties. We're unable to focus on anything beyond the pain. She cannot look outside the windows and see all of the lightning bolts and the new ideas that are coming in here because she's so fixated and focused on this pain. Ten of Wands and the Six of Swords. The Ten of Wands and the Six of Swords, because this pain and this anxiety, there are cycles here that must finish. Okay, there are cycles here of anxiety and not allowing yourself to see beyond, being focused and stuck on the negativity. but there is a need here to move yourself, and then the 10 of wands here and the 6 of swords, those are tough passageways. That's not an easy journey. It's not an easy journey to move yourself through this anxiety, to pull yourself out of the ways and the patterns you have been thinking and move into a new way here, but is needed. The 10 of wands is talking about the cycles, the heavy burdens that you have carried, and that there is a need here to finish them out so you can change the direction that you are going, so that you can release those burdens and go forward, okay? And the 6 of swords is saying the passageway may be tough, but Spirit is guiding the boat. Spirit is moving it. So trust in this. Open yourself up to the healing that has to come with the 10 of wands. Open yourself up to the cycles and the acknowledgements that need to be completed. Look beyond just the things that are directly in front of your face. Look out the window for the inspiration. Okay? Acknowledge the movement that you are going through. Both of these cards are movement. Both of these cards are cards of movement. So though the passageway is tough right now, you are moving. Stop focusing on the pain and look at the outer circle so you can see that, hey, wait a minute. Well, I was so focused on this pain, Spirit kept moving it. Spirit kept pushing this forward. The action, the divine masculine energy of this, okay? The action required within our being here. The divine masculine energy within our being here was rest and rejuvenation in reverse. And the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. That is the chakra of communication. That is the chakra of speaking your truth. Speaking your authentic truth. And when it is saying, when the rest and rejuvenation is here, and then this, it's almost as though the time is now. You needed to take that time maybe to center yourself, and maybe there was this need, of rest and rejuvenation at one point, but you have come through this place now, and it's almost as though the action steps required is now to speak your truth. Not only to yourself, but to the universe and to those around you. But speak your authenticity. Speak what it is. Don't be afraid of speaking that inner divine feminine. If that is the anxiety that has been holding you back, is that spiritual kind of guidance and that spiritual knowing within inside yourself, do not fear that anymore. The action required of you from your divine masculine side here is now to acknowledge this, to take yourself from the place of rest and from the place of rejuvenation and speak your truth. Speak your authenticity. Divine masculine here. For some of that, that truth may be still yet to come forward. And actually, this can be, something that you have been working on. There could be this growth within inside of you that has been happening, where you have been doing this work secretly, almost like, okay, I'm acknowledging it and I'm doing this self-growth, like the 8 of Pentacles. You've put in the hard work here. You've made a lot of beautiful things. You've probably made a lot of beautiful changes in your life. But have you allowed others to see those changes yet? Or are those things that you've kind of done in the shadows, in the secrets, right? Things that you haven't brought forward to the light yet. Maybe, it was something that you weren't strong enough to come forward to the light. And that's okay. It all has its timing. To feel like we need to rush into this big, spiritual journey, that's not the case, The Lord isn't somebody who is like, oh, we need to no, He is patient. The Lord is the ultimate patient. He can see the greater plan. So He doesn't stress out when we're not, jumping on this expressway of, spiritual change. He acknowledges that some of that change takes the time. See, in this card here, the moonlight is watching, almost as though what has been done in the darkness of your self-growing here, or the quietness, the shadows of your self-growing, the Lord has seen. He has seen the work that you have put in here. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. There is a certain aspect within your life right now that is calling you to, to definitely speak your truth from a place of rest and rejuvenation, to speak your truth from a place that you have allowed yourself really to center and ground in like this, okay? Just don't go speak in anything that you feel is just, off the wind, right? Speak it from your heart. Speak it from a place of solidness, a place of connectedness. Okay? The action required here, look at this. The sixth chakra and the broken heart in reverse. To overcome this brokenheartedness, to move forward past the pains of life. And brokenheartedness does not just mean romantic brokenheartedness. Brokenheartedness, can you guys hear the bee that is buzzing around me right now? He's literally touching my ear. That's crazy. Okay, the brokenheartedness here in reverse and this sixth chakra. You see, when we can connect to the clarity that comes with our intuition, the third eye, that's your sixth chakra, okay? See here how it's right between his eyes? That's the clarity of his intuition. That's what the sixth chakra is. It's your clarity of your intuition. It's your clarity of the inner guidance, you see? And we have the power to follow that clarity through the journeys. No matter what the brokenheartedness is, we have the guidance within us to move us through this. That is the action required, is to trust your intuition to guide you through the healing process. Okay? We must connect to our own spirituality. It's that connection. It's not the box of the connection of a religion. It is the individual connection to the Lord, so that you can see and connect and follow your intuition through that. Does that make sense? The action is required here. Yep, it's the change. The change is needed here. The change is needed here for you to embrace your spiritual, intuitive knowing. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is on fire with who she is, who the spiritual being she is, who she shows up in her life to be as an authentic person. Okay, this is somebody, the Queen of Wands is somebody who goes forward and she is authentic to every aspect of her life. Okay? When you show up like the Queen of Wands in your life, when you show up and allow your intuition and your inner knowing to guide you like the Queen of Wands, when you allow your authenticity, your creativity, your passion, your passionate heart, your loving heart to just set forward and set in motion, this guidance for your life, you do change the direction that you are going. And that is what, that is the action required here, is the action of change. The action of trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, opening yourself up to that intuition. The advice, storm warning in reverse. And I'm kind of getting this feeling here that the storm warning in reverse is that you do not need to go and just create destruction. You don't need to embrace a spiritual journey thinking that you need to tear down, everybody else's beliefs. No. The advice here. Where does that come from? The temperance, the balance. Look. The storm warning in reverse, like I was saying, I almost feel like it's this balance to you don't need to, when you show up to your spirituality, you don't need to justify that to other people. You don't need to show up and feel like you need to tear down somebody else's beliefs or somebody else's belief patterns to embrace your spirituality and your flexibility here. Okay, the temperance is also talking about being patient, allowing the things to unfold in their time. Don't go and just tear down things because it's not working yet, right? If it's something that is building, then allow it to build. The storm warning, I'm really getting that strong feeling though of, don't go and tear down the beliefs of others because they do not fit into your belief patterns here. There is the need and the flexibility to embrace spirituality and action of the world in our, of our life and the world around us, okay? But it starts with self-fulfillment. This is what it comes down to, okay? The wholeness within inside of you, the fulfillment within inside of you. That is the advice here, right? Don't be fixated on the things that maybe have already crumbled, or maybe, just maybe other people's takes on it. Don't be fixated on their take. Don't allow somebody else's negativity to be your destructiveness. You have to be open and flexible. That's where you find this self-fulfillment. And that's what it's about. Even within all of our own journeys, it is about our self-fulfillment, And that's the lesson. Look at this. First card out, Temple Path. Just like I was saying. This is the journey. The Nine of Pentacles. It doesn't necessarily, yes, as a collective we must, work together to embrace our higher. But again, there is a blending, and there is the need to understand that we do not need to all go about it the same way. Okay? Our temple path is our temple path. Our connection. It's where we show up and we can bring our authentic heart to the table. Our vulnerability, but our truth. Who we are. And it is important to show up there. And it is important, the thinking woman after that. I love how these blend together, because it's like this temple path allows us to embrace our divine feminine caring and coming forward with our heart. And it also opens us to continue to revolutionize ourselves, continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to, make the steps of higher thinking. Wow, what a beautiful lesson. The Two of Pentacles, yep. The blending, the flexibility, the understanding that you can go forward in your life with the actions and the spirit, okay? You can. Fire and water, they go hand in hand, and it is the need to be flexible with them in your life. It is the need to understand that you cannot, that it'll be hard to find the fulfillment when you are only going forward with the drive and the action and the fire side of your life. It'll burn out quickly. There will be no balance there. And it is important that we go through with balance. It's important that we find that spiritual connection within ourselves so that we can go forward. So we can connect to the higher and connect to the balance that is needed within our lives. So we open our hearts, so we understand that. It's the leveling up here, The lesson is that leveling up. The lesson is that movement and that change. The Hermit and then the Page of Swords. Two of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Hermit and the Page of Swords, This lesson here is to understand the need for the flexibility of both our fire and our water essence in our lives. The Five of Wands is that movement. It's that climb forward. It's that climb into the next level, that climb into the next understanding. The climb into the place of knowing that your connection to spirit is your connection to spirit. It's a spot where only you sit. It's the hermit phase. It's the patience and the faith that you have in the divine, trusting and knowing that the time will come for you to make the next move. But until then, you are safe in this place of just you and spirit. And that connection, that personal connection of just you and spirit. It's the openness to the changing here. It's the openness to the new idea of how to go forward here with a new way of connecting spiritually. It's a change in thought. It's a change in how you've seen this all being before. There's a newness to this. There's a spark to open yourself up, to allow yourself to continue to grow here. All right, moon card for the Pisces. Moon card for the Pisces. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Time to give rather than to take. Look, and at the bottom of the deck actually was don't let your past hold you back, your south node. New moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what leads you to ask your question. Have you been humbled to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quite certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to be honest. You also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got to where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. The full moon in Virgo is a time to... Oh. I was reading the full moon in Virgo, not the new moon in Virgo. That was the totally wrong card. That's why. Wow. Well, maybe some of you needed to hear the full moon. You are good enough, so don't forget that either. Let's read this one. The new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than to take. When this card comes up, it's a time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you make the restart a clever one. That's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies. So add these into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you are over-analyzing things and being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you can do for others. Recommit to healthy mornings and evening routines. The energy of the new moon in Virgo is also about getting your life in order so that's what you need to do at the time of Virgo and new moon or whenever else you pull this card. That's beautiful. The new moon and I'm not even going to say that because I'm not sure. Okay. Well, Pisces, what a beautiful reading. I thank you for being here. If you liked this, I encourage you to hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not yet. Comment. I would love to hear your comments. I also encourage you, last week I posted a 3-part series called Embrace Your Awakening. The playlist will be linked at the end of this video here. And I do encourage you, if you have not yet looked at it, to check that series out. It is all about embracing, it discusses our chakras and the shadow energies in which we carry into them and what it really looks like to come forward in an awakening and the embracing of authenticity. Okay? All right, Pisces, well, until next time, take good care of yourselves. I cannot wait to talk to you soon. All right, bye now.